4 mindset shifts that changed my life for the rest of my life. I'm going to go into the first one, awareness. In 2023, I wanted to go into insurance because I heard it's a lot of money. You'll get paid fast for a little amount of effort and work. So I signed up, rolled, and my previous years of learning, high school, I never really learned. And what I believe is whatever isn't reflected on is repeated. So I repeated years of not learning. So I had to learn for the first time in my life. And it was pretty, I would say pretty hectic. And I was struggling a lot. So what turned out to be a 30-day program that should have been, turned out to be a year and a half. And I believe it was because of this one principle, awareness. A lot of us are living on autopilot, and I'm gonna be honest, I was really on autopilot. Like I never reflected on my day. I used to always scroll and just watch stuff that didn't benefit me at all and just entertain myself most of the time. So I believe what changed was when I made a decision, I wanted to get smarter. I wanted to get smarter so I can pass my exams for my insurance, so I could start making money. And it's a whole different story when your financial income is depending on you learning. It's a whole and it's like it creates more urgency and whatnot. So when I made that decision, I want to get smarter. I started reading books because what I've heard and what I've seen is when you read books, the way your brain structure changes. Like a lot of things change. And I believe it has something to do with neuroplasticity. The neuromodulator, I think, if I'm not mistaken, from neuro studies in the brain, that when you really focus on something, like you can change how you learn. I'm pretty sure it's the way it works. Like there isn't a max, or there isn't when you, there's not really, you can't stop learning or something like that. Like I don't believe that. Anyone can get smarter. Anyone can get smarter is what I'm really trying to say. But yeah, I need to stop getting sidetracked. I made a decision to get smarter and start reading books. When I started reading books, I wanted to get better at thinking because I realized the way I used to think before was really not the way. And where it got me, I realized this is not the way. In a book that I read about critical thinking, it said awareness is a cornerstone of critical thinking. It's foundational. It's you must have. And when I put that into my life, everything started changing. Everything started changing. That was the first mindset shift that changed my life and made me more productive and better in each area. When I started getting more aware that it's not also my circumstances, it's not the circumstances that are stopping me or that's what defines me. It's I'm defining myself. The circumstances are not a determining factor. They're a contributing factor. They don't determine what my next action is going to be. They can contribute, but they don't determine. So awareness is a foundational principle you need to have. And awareness has to come first in any change. There's no change first and then awareness. No, awareness comes first. That mindset shift changed my life in almost every way. The way I was having my routines, the way I think, thought, the way I thought, the way I think about things, changed the game for me a lot. The second mindset shift that I had was progress. And what do I mean by progress? That life is not all about achievements. Life is not, oh, when you buy the car or get the girl or whatever, you're going to be happy. I think that's one of the biggest lies they like to put in the culture hypnotic societal mechanism is when you get that car or whatever, you're going to be happy. It doesn't work like that. I promise you, it doesn't work like that. How do I know? Because after I bought my car, and I'm going to be honest, I thought I was like that guy buying a $12,000 car at the age of 17 or BMW, whatever. I thought I was that guy. But looking back at it and in the moment, like after a couple of days, I got boring and it's not that big of an achievement, I'm gonna be honest. but becoming that person was so much more fulfillment and more meaning with it. So once I understood, when I become more, I get smarter, I improve myself, that changed my life. I got more consistent and better with meaningful pursuits in every area. So it changed my business area, my health, mentally, physically. So progress is happiness and fulfillment, I believe too. And then my third principle, mindset shift, that also like changed so much things. When I built self-trust in myself, when I decided that I was gonna do something, it could be anything, but it has to be something that has a bit of urgency. So it has to be a bit important, and I have to do 2 to 3 non-negotiables that are just a bit urgent or a bit important to my future. And it could be like, oh, I have to pray or learn something for 30 minutes. And I did that for like, I think I've did it for 6 months now, but it started off with a simple decision. Then it led to bigger decisions. That's how you build momentum. When you start a decision and then you keep doing those decisions, that's what makes you have self-trust. And I believe confidence comes from when your actions match your words. That's where real confidence comes from, when your actions match your words. So when you're lying to yourself, it does not feel good. And that's why you might not be as confident, because you know you're lying to yourself. And then the fourth mindset shift that really, really made me super consistent, like a powerhouse, that changed so much things in my life, was when I clearly defined what I want in the future. I think a lot of us struggle with that, especially younger men. They don't know what their future is, or they haven't clearly defined it. When you clearly define it, and you know and you get specific on that future, it becomes so much easier, and so much easier to become consistent. A clear future creates clearer decisions. What does that mean? It means, oh, you know what to do today, and you know what not to miss to. And you know if you miss this, that you're affecting your future and you're delaying it. So I really believe those 4 mindset shifts have changed my life. And what if the thing holding you back isn't your habits, but the way you think? In the meantime, between time, I'll see you in the next video.